Hola! Welcome to the Good News Roundup. We have 5 good news stories to cheer up your day. It turns out that just 2 minutes of walking after a meal are surprisingly good for you. 2 cities in Spain have come together to become stronger. A boost for recycled fashion in Denmark. One of the world's largest solar power plants is being built in Mexico City, and the Iraqi farmer who is teaching thousands to grow their own food. Our parents always told us that walking after a meal is good for digestion and helps clear the mind. And it turns out they were right. According to scientists, even a 15-minute walk after eating can reduce blood sugar levels, and in fact, they're now saying that just a few minutes of walking can bring some of the same benefits. In a study recently published in the journal Sports Medicine, it was found that when participants went for a short stroll after a meal, even for as little as 2 to 5 minutes, their blood sugar levels rose and fell more gradually. Moderating blood sugar is key for people with diabetes. But even if you're not diabetic, stabilizing your blood sugar has been shown to be a powerful way to improve your mood and energy levels, lose weight faster, and prevent the development of type 2 diabetes. And if you really cannot spare those few minutes to take a turn around the block or even just wander down the office corridor, the mere act of standing will get you some of the way there. Separatist islands, pro-independence regions, rivalries between cities. We often hear about those groups who want to divide. But what about those who want to unite? In Spain, 2 small towns have decided to merge to become stronger together. The newly baptized Vegas Altas in the Spanish region of Extremadura has been born from the union of 2 villages, Don Benito and Villanueva de la Serena. The merger will have a positive impact on employment, the number of businesses, and household incomes. It will also encourage future business investment and provide increased access aid, such as European funds. The decision is said to be likely to inspire thousands of remote towns with falling populations in the rest of the country. The 2 villages will keep their current names and become 2 districts of the new city, Vegas Altas, which will become official in 2027. News from Copenhagen Fashion Week, where the biggest trend is green. Going green, that is. Denmark's Environment Ministry, 10 clothing and textile companies, and 3 organizations launched a new agreement obliging companies to recycle and use more recycled materials by 2030. All clothing and textiles from participating companies must consist of at least 40% recycled material by the end of the decade.
Well, I think it's very important to underline that it's actually companies committing themselves to targets. So it means more recycling, more reuse of fibers, and also these circular design guides. So a whole new way of thinking, and bringing all of these companies with very different productions together. I think that could make us show the way for not only Denmark but for the rest of Europe as well.
And the agreement is set to be expanded to Norway, Sweden, and Finland next year. It's a big deal with a big impact. European textile consumption ranks 4th in terms of negative environmental impact after food, housing, and transport. The Danish agreement complements an EU strategy published in March this year, in which the European Union laid out its vision and principles to drive change by 2030. The objective is to make EU textile products last longer, be recyclable, and free of dangerous substances. This huge and busy market in the center of Mexico City is about to become home to one of the world's largest solar power plants. The aim is to supply electricity to all 4,200 stallholders, along with the 500,000 people who wander through the market every day.
La Ciudad de México es privilegiada en la captura de radiación solar. Tenemos muy buena radiación solar, aunque también tenemos a lo largo del año muchos días nublados. Pero en global tenemos radiación solar de muy buen nivel.
Market workers hope that the project will reduce energy costs.
Pues sí, utilizamos energía, y pues sí es un poquito elevado. Y ahorita con este proyecto que están haciendo, pues se va a reducir todos esos costos.
The initiative is part of Mexico City's Climate Action Plan, which aims to reduce waste production to zero and achieve a sustainable mobility system. Thanks to its warm weather and plentiful days of sunshine, Latin America is a key player for a sustainable future. And the good news is that in the last decade, the energy capacity of solar panels in the region has increased more than 100-fold. Now on to meet an inspiring human, Azad Mohamad, a 50-year-old Iraqi farmer who has turned into the unlikely star of social media with his advice on topics such as protecting fruit trees, dealing with insects, and helping people get more produce from their farms and gardens.
لا سوشيال ميديا شخوتان زان هاشتاج لسر جوتياريا لسر فلاحة بالروا خلقتي زور تامزلويتي منيش وام كردو لخم لا توريكو ملايتك إنساني كي نوستاو إنساني كهمو روج شوم سر روج سر شو كخدمتي ولاتك بكم.
At his farm near the city of Halabja in the Kurdistan region of Iraq, Azad has his phone to hand even when he's out working in the fields, sharing information to his almost 500,000 Facebook followers.
باخي شنو سيدي منك؟ هل خوشويسي منو سربانك يصوص كردو اگر توانی بتی دلق بیبر و تماتشی کردی بل سربانکی خویا وام لیکدو که صوزی بخاطه ولاتمان.
As something of an influencer, Azad has also become a leading voice of the climate emergency in Iraq, the world's 5th most vulnerable country to climate change, according to the UN. If you enjoyed this Good News Roundup and want to hear more, let us know in the comments and share our stories with your friends. And remember, it can be hard to find among the headlines, but some news can be good news.